This week on the Batmaning of, things are about to take a really interesting turn as for the first time ever. I think I'm pitching a controversial movie. We're doing Black Canary. That's right, folks. The siren herself. So hello everybody and welcome back to the Batmaning of. For those of you who are still unfamiliar with this show, this is where I take a character from the DC Comics universe, I pitch a movie in the similar idea and stylings of the Batman movie because I think that really understood how to make a Batman film. This time around, we are jumping into the world of Dinah Lance and we are looking at making a Black Canary film. And you know what? When I was thinking about making this one, I was kind of hesitant because I'm like, I have a clear vision in my head of how I want to make a Black Canary film. And doing that, I don't know if it's going to be what people would want from a Black Canary film. But I said, screw it. I'm going down this rabbit hole anyways. This is my video and my story. We're doing the Black Canary story I want to tell. Because here's the thing of a Black Canary in all of DC comic books. She's just the coolest. You know, you could look at every other character we've talked about and every other person we talked about. A lot of interesting and fun characters. But Dinah's just cool. She's so suave and sexy and fun and bubbly. She's also in that chameleon vein where if you want to do a hard-edged story with her, you can. You want her to be bubbly and fun, you can do it. But more often than not, you just see this woman, you see any design for her, you see any comic book she's in, you just feel she is confident enough to do whatever she wants, she is cool enough to say whatever she wants, and you'd buy anything and any movement she ever takes. She wants to go one way and zig away, you're going to zag the other way, but she's still going to be right. She is just the badassest woman in all of comic books. I really like Dinah. Something about her character is just so unique because it just represents a lot of the stuff that I think DC is known for. Legacy, this gruff-edged idea representing any kind of like place in the large universe, whether it just be street level or more Justice League level threats. You can put Dinah in any of those situations and she is kind of just the perfect, chameleon for it. I love her. I think there's so many fun angles and stories to explore with this character, and there's never really a dull moment to have when you are dealing with Black Canary. Her powers are just so fun, and with that you can explore so many cool opportunities, have her play off of any character, and just fit into that hole in the DC universe as just the cool, calm, collected badass, because you don't have to get political, you don't have to get lighthearted, you can just tell a hard-edged story with a badass chick and make something sick. And that's just something I enjoy to see, just having this really streetwise character fit into any role. It's really fun. She is essentially their Jessica Jones-like character, where she's just, here's her story, here's how badass she is, you want to call her mommy sometimes, but you know she's not going to like that. It's just really sick. She's just the coolest, and everything that Dinah touches turns to gold because she's fantastic. The fact that she is not on a higher pedestal in this company is a damn shame because you could place her on top of anything, and I think she would just fit in well. And that's the thing I love about this character, is how cool she is, how fun she is, not just in terms of the universe, where it's like, hey, you see her in the universe, everyone's like, oh, thank God, Dinah Lance is here, the Black Canary is here to help us. But just looking at her from an outside standpoint as a comic book fan, you're like, oh, Dinah's in this book? That's awesome, that's cool, I gotta pick this up now. And honestly, it's kind of that Green Arrow thing to me. When I love Green Arrow, it's like this character is just cool, and the fact he doesn't get all the representation he does is a shame. But Dinah is right there too, a little bit higher for me because I just love this character. I love seeing her in any book she appears in. I have a personal connection to her because she's just that kind of like that first character at DC where I was like, this is somebody I idolize. I just look at Dinah and I'm like, this is a strong, confident character that is perfectly up my alley, like a nice, grungy, punk rock biker chick. Perfectly my interpretation of a character I like, and she's just the coolest. I just love every angle you go for her. The perfect voice, the perfect aesthetic, everything about her is just perfectly something I like to idolize and see. Dinah's the coolest, and I really respect her and admire her, and I would love to write a Dinah Lance book, just playing with that cool, suave, cool character. Oh my god, I'm going to say cool so much in here because she is just cool and rough and awesome in every aspect of it. Dinah's the best. And with that, how do you turn that into a movie? How can you make that into something that's palatable for everybody, that every single person out there is going to want to see? Well, we'll get into that in a minute here, but before that, I kind of want to talk about previous iterations of this character that we have seen over time. The interesting thing is, she's had a few chances. Maybe she was part of that Birds of Prey show. I don't know. I don't remember. Maybe she was in Smallville for an episode. I don't know. I don't remember. You come to the Arrow TV show, and they were just throwing stuff at the wall, seeing what sticks for the Black Canary character. There was a bunch of different iterations of the character. There was the Laurel one. She was pretty good. They got better of her as the story went on, and then Katie Cassidy's like, I'm okay. I guess White Canary, Sarah Lance, could be an interpretation of that character. She's pretty fun. She found her footing later on the show on Legends, and that's kind of cool to see. They did Dinah Drake, which is kind of fun. She was just kind of like a placeholder, not really anything, but kind of existed in this world. And those are all good interpretations to some point. They have varying degrees of costumes that make sense and don't, but they're just whatever. But then you got Journey Smollett in the Birds of Prey movie that came out a couple years ago, and she is the perfect interpretation of this character. I don't care what anybody says. That's how you do it. You picked the perfect actress. You gave her the perfect aesthetic, the perfect performance for what I think Dinah should represent. Journey was great. And like how I talked about, I would just get Tyler to come back for my Superman film. I would do exactly my same pitch, but I would do it with Journey. Journey's the character or the actress I would say, let's flesh this out in terms of our Black Canary. If we're going to do Black Canary, we should get Journey back because she's fantastic. And at the time of this video, she might be doing a Black Canary movie anyway, so this pitch is entirely pointless. But whatever, we're still doing it. But because I like to think of something new, we're not going to use Journey. We'll get to the actors in a bit here. But I just want to say, like, there is a legacy of Black Canary on film. And the thing people get right about the character is the grunge, is the aesthetic, and just this kind of like punk rocker feel of this woman who is so in control of herself but has this hard edge to her where it's like there's some confidence there but there's some edge there, and that's kind of cool. And the sarcastic comment is never too far away, and that's something I like to see because that is what I'm really going for with this movie. Punk rock, grungy, that boots on the ground level, dirt in your face, Sex Pistols, Eurotrash feel. Just grungy and dark and just so brooding, but she's powerful and sexy, and every time she's on screen, she's confident, she is suave, she is the coolest bitch in the town, she's the best person ever. I want this to be so punk, just loud, in your face, obnoxious, hard, gruff music just coming at you from all angles. That's what I want this to feel like. That's what I want it to sound like. And that is really what I'm looking for in this pitch. So here's my pitch for a Black Canary movie. We're going to stick with Dinah Lance if you haven't figured that out already, but I want the core of this to be she is living up to the legacy of her mother. I want to have this universe an already established Black Canary that was her mother, and this is a younger version of the character coming into her own in a world where she's already put on a pedestal. The world knows, like the JSA knows, okay, we know your mother, she was a superhero, you're a young woman coming into her own, what are you going to do like your mother? And she's like, I am nothing like my mom, we fought all the time, we didn't have a lot of similar interests, she was kind of like that smooth, blues, jazzy kind of lady. I am a punk rock goth chick, I'm coming in here, I'm screaming to the microphone, doing this hard edge stuff, and suddenly this world is telling me I need to be a hero. That's not my thing. I love you people. I love the world my mom built for me. Knowing all these old school people like Wildcat, which is a very important relationship I want to play up in here, and people like Hourman and all these characters from the JSA. But I am not that person. I'm not my mother. I'm just here to do my thing. She put these powers in me because I'm a metahuman. I don't want to be here. I just want to play my music and rock out. Well, what are some events that could lead this version of Dinah to becoming the superhero she needs to be? That, of course, is our villain of the piece, which is going to be a controversial villain, Music Meister. Look, this character is amazing. They've done interpretations of Music Meister before in cartoons and live action. I want this to be a really grungy, dirty Gotham City where this Music Meister shows up and turns this place into a suave musical where everything is just going against the aesthetic of Gotham. It's trying to beautify Gotham in this sense through the music. While that's going on, this Music Meister is terrorizing the world, taking crimes, just robbing banks and terrorizing the people of Gotham. And we need a young affluent hero who can come in and stop him, go against what he's doing, fight against what the music maestro is presenting, and that is when this beautiful suave music comes in. You have the in-your-face, loud, hard-edge music of a Dinah Lance who has to fight against this classic idea. It is a silly story, but it's one I'm sticking with. I just want to see Dinah showing I am this woman who likes punk music. I'm gruff, I'm rough, this is my aesthetic. It's the punk coming in to take down the old generation of this classically trained musician and is destroying that aesthetic, and it's in your face, it's loud about it. We're coming in to crash it down. I think it's kind of sick. I love the idea of Music Meister and Wildcat showing up in the same picture. I love the idea of a young Dinah Lance just being like, yeah, no, I don't want to be a hero, but if I'm the only person that can stop this piece of shit, I'm going to do it. I guess that's what I'm doing now. And that leads her to become the Black Canary that her mother used to be. And when you're doing something like that, who do you cast as your Dinah Lance? I thought long and hard about this. How young do I want to go? I decided I'm going to go younger than any other casting I've done for any of these characters because I wanted this to feel originally its own piece. So my Dinah Lance Black Canary is going to be Sophie Thatcher. And I have loved this girl in Yellow Jackets and The Mandalorian. I think she could do something special and really pull off something incredibly original with this character that I would love to see. Now, doing that, you have to find the right director for a piece like this. If we're dealing with hard-edged music and all these interesting themes of that aesthetic, I wanted to find somebody who could pull that off. So my choice of director for this Black Canary film is Karina Evans, who is an affluent director in the music video business. She's not somebody I'm very familiar with, but the way people are talking about her in that side of the industry doing music videos, it sounds like she has complete control of what she's trying to do in a narrative, and putting that on a big screen with a lot more aesthetic and grunge and hard-edge stuff, I think that could be really fun to see. Give me my punk rock Black Canary, Karina and Sophie, that might be the team to do it. Again, weird pitch, I understand that. Big music themes, I understand that, but you got a character who uses her voice as a weapon. Why not play with that a little bit? So that is going to do it for this rendition of the Batmaning of. Stay tuned for the next time when we talk about more characters. And if you have a suggestion, put it in the comments below. Till then, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Rock on.